So, I was only given a very short notice, and I've written a few notes only about half an hour before we started. I only knew I was going to be doing this today. I had a very busy day. So, the question is, can I make a speech with very little notice? Let's find out. So, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. I've written "I'm here" by the way, so that's not included in the things I plan to write, just like that. Here's a bit about me and some of the dots in my life, so to speak, that appear to be connecting up at this moment in time. I was born in Leeds 41 years ago. And yeah, you'll see, I can't believe it. It's true. It's true. I went to boarding school when I was 10, just turned 10, and thoroughly enjoyed it because I adhere to Solipsism in the sense of I didn't used to be very good at conforming to the set structures that the school set, let's put it that way anyway. I left school and I did the markets on sunny days in the summer. I sold lines, so to speak, where I'd use whatever I needed to use to get people to listen and buy the products that I was selling. And I ended up opening shops in Yorkshire, in Leeds and South Yorkshire, in my early 20s, and then building them up and selling them a few years later. And at the same time, I've been buying and selling property for about 20 years now. So when I was 26, I had a chain of shops, and I've got to say, I felt like I was at the end of my life, actually, for some reason. I felt like I was at the end of my career. I had no time left. I've got to do everything straight away. And I still am, but I was very ambitious, and I probably put a little bit too much stress on myself. I ended up stumbling across a personal development trainer, and which was the most incredible experience I've ever had. I can remember the journey as I went home after the first training that I ever did, and it was literally like the world literally opened up, and as I can picture myself sat on the tube looking at people and literally for the first time in my life at 26 years old actually seeing a human being in front of me and hearing music, but literally having never heard music before, and experiencing the world. It was almost black, well not almost, it was black and white, and I didn't know it was black and white. And it was two-dimensional, and I didn't know it was two-dimensional. All of a sudden everything's 3D in colour. It was that mind-blowing and more. Anyway, I had 10 years of personal development training while I was building my business and essentially working on myself more than I worked on the external world, given that the world is just a reflection of what's going on inside of us. I worked on myself. So I loved that journey, and I love it. I love personal development. I love the idea of it, everything about it. I moved to London about 8 years ago, and I got married. My wife and I decided that Leeds wasn't for her, and London was probably for me. I was doing a lot of personal development stuff. My businesses ran without me, because I'd set that up when I was 26. I thought there's got to be something more to life, and I set my business up to work without me, so that I could live my life, I suppose. I can't remember what green means.
2 more minutes.
Oh, lovely, thank you. So I moved to London, and I was going to connect my shops up from London to Leeds in the sense of buy shops, trade out of them, and add value to the property. I very quickly realised that that wasn't going to happen. Properties in London, I couldn't add value by being a trader in the properties in London. I won't go into any more detail about that, because I haven't got much time. Going back to the beginning of that whole process, when I was 15, I had a very clear vision of the lack of structure that people generally have in the world, and I haven't got much time to talk about it, but I've been learning and adapting that structure for 25 years. I'm happy to say that I've actually started, it's like a manual for life, so to speak, and I've just started the book. I've got loads of notes, but I've just started the book last week. as in physically writing it. I sold my shops a few years ago, and I thought I'd never use the skills again that I had in retail that I'd learnt my whole life. And as you were saying, as Angelina was saying earlier, very recently my father-in-law has approached me and asked me, he's recently bought a chain of shops basically, and he's asked me, can I look at it and can I put some stock in and maybe see if I can do something to help sales basically. So it's possible that I'm at the point now where a few of my worlds are conjoining, or a few of my points are conjoining, and I might have the opportunity again. I'm basically in negotiation as to the first stage of that process, possibly back into retail. So I'm not sure that has too much structure or whatever, but I've written some notes and I've mentioned them to you. So I hope it was interesting, and my parting comment is, can I make a speech at short notice? You decide.